this is my next one. When I did this the other day, I actually did it wrong. I did it sideways, and then when I looked at my design, I realised that I needed it to be lengthwise, so I had to undo it. But I did it the same way. I did it individual things, so that I'm staying true to how it was. It's just I had to do. Sorry. Okay. Now with this particular one, you'll notice that I've also got one long tail, or one long arm and one short arm. And that is because I'm going to be creating an accent circle. So I'm going to be moving this arm all the way around and encapsulating my accent beads or whatever. Okay, and then from here down of this component is actually going to be under another component, so it will never be seen. So you sort of work out, okay, do I start my beads or whatever up here or whatever. Okay, what I'm actually going to be doing, instead of beads, I'm going to be using chain. I've got heaps of really pretty chain, purples, all sorts. So, and I've got this old gold, dull gold, I don't know what you call it. It's just a flat, I don't know whether this is going to be able to focus on that. No, it's just a flat chain. I don't know what they call them. What I thought I could do is actually put it around there. So anyway, I've never done this before. I'm just improvising. So wish me luck. Here we go. Okay, the first thing you've got to do is, as we did before, you've got to make this starting to curve around. Even though this is quite a flat area, it still needs to have a little bit of a curve. Although it's never going to be seen in this case, but get in the habit, I suppose, is my advice. Yeah, you want it to look nice now. If you sort of get into the habit of being a bit sloppy every time you think, oh, well, no one's ever going to see that there. Completely. I mean, I know I'm not perfect, and I've been telling you all along, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but sort of try and keep it as nice as you can when you can, if it doesn't take any real extra effort. Okay, now I'm going to come back through. I have no idea how to do this, but I'm going to get my chain and I'm going to just go through the first link with our needle. And then I want to try and get it through all those ones in the middle, holding the, whoops, I'm going to have to come out of that because otherwise I'll end up with a big knot. Okay, so now my chain is in here. Normally if you have beads, I recommend going that way and then back out through them. I'm not sure that I would be able to do that as well with this. What I'm thinking I might do is actually go back through my central braid and then come out the next link in the chain. I have to somehow do that. There we go. I know I stretched that, but pull. Okay. Make sure it sits nice and flat. If you're going to be using chain, you want it to be sitting flat there. Have your braids, and sort of there is about where I want it to come through. make sure that you come through the centre of all of them. And that's starting. So it's sort of basically secured in there now. Now this will be seen, this part here, because it's only from about there. It won't be seen on this component. So really, as I said, make sure that you take nice little stitches. I've actually gone back through the same one again in this particular case. Same link again. But when I come back, the other way, I'm going to make sure that I go through the third link. And I might be lucky enough. Oh, look at that. I went through all 6 of them. Okay, all 7, including my chain. And I managed to pick up every little tentacle that there was. Okay, make sure your chain is sitting flat when you do this. Stitches on the outside. Okay, I'm going through the 4th one this time. It's very fortunate. Went through all of them again. Set it nice and firm. That's it. And do this all the way around. So if you pause me now, I'll be back when I get to here. See you soon. Now, I haven't progressed much, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you why. I'm having all sorts of problems. And you probably will too. Going from the inside here to the outside. Because you're trying to get through the bead and everything else. So what I was thinking was, if it makes it easier for you guys, instead of trying to do 1, 2, 3 things here, you could just go around and attach your chain all the way around and then come back and do that later, because it's a little bit trickier with that. But as to how you can make it easier to go from the inside of your bead to the other, I just reckon it's, you've got to wriggle and move and push and shove. But I'm pretty sure that everyone has the same problem. I think your needle probably would eventually get that curve. I probably would work from the back as much as possible, because if you happen to not pick up everything, if like you want to come in here and it's easier just to pick up from there, I won't tell, you won't tell, right? Yeah, it might be easier just to come in and pick up 2 of your threads and get through the middle, because you still need to come through out the middle here, otherwise you're going to end up losing your colour. So there's another option. Do your chain separate and then come back and do that. But the bead to the inside out, sort of just wheel it a bit and maybe work a little bit more on the outer ones and hope that it looks alright when you're finished. It'll be fine. Back soon. I'm at the end, yay! Okay, so now I'm coming up the outside to the inside, and it looks alright. Make sure it's nice and tight, not too tight. There's a couple of places where I've sort of gone a bit skewy, and just finish this off. I did work out a way to do this a little bit better on the inside too. Just got to sort of push everything down and bend it. Basically, it reminds me of nursery rhyme. But there was an old lady who swallowed a fly. You know that one? It wriggled and jiggled and squiggled or something or other inside her. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. Well, that's sort of the way I was sort of wriggling and jiggling and everything in the centre here and to get out. But that's basically it. So now, with this one, I would just cut the link of the chain, stitch these together a little bit along here, and it's ready. That is one component nearly finished. I don't have any, but I want to put some plaited cord on the outside. I don't have the right colour, unfortunately, so I've got to hit the shops. So I sort of want something like that. Not in this colour though. All around the outside of that piece, and hopefully that will make it look a little bit more rounded. Just my chain a bit there. And there. So that's that one complete. That's one component. This is actually going to be a pretty big piece. I think it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got about 6 components that make up. It's going to be quite a substantial piece, this one, and that's only the first step. And I somehow managed. Did you notice that I've got my central bead here is a little bit cockeyed? Maybe that's no. Anyway, that's that component done for the moment. Just try it off if you're doing these as well, which I'd be very surprised if you were. Then just cut it off, stitch across, and it's another one done. Next, this is actually almost complete, this one. Last time you saw this one, I'd only had one of these on it. This is the wrong side of it, and I can tell it's the wrong side because I almost managed to miss the braid just there. So this is my wrong side, and that will be my right side. You can't even tell from that side. This one, I'm going to be putting a piece of the Soutache across there and sort of making it look like it's holding it all in place. Does that make sense? There are a couple of ways we can do this. The way I'm going to do it, you could just tape it and leave it and no one will probably ever know, but what I'm going to do is I'll leave it up so it's away from my sticky tape as much as possible, and I can cut these off later. I've got my needle coming out there. I'm just going to go back down a little bit. It doesn't matter whether I'm coming from the inside or the outside, because it's probably better if it might be better actually if you come from the inside of your piece. And try not to hook you. Try not to hook the little tentacles like I've just done really well on this one. Okay. Pull that through. So there's the piece of Soutache that I want to attach. I'm going to actually take these pieces of sticky tape off, because otherwise it just makes your needle more sticky when you try to do anything, and I'd rather it wasn't, because I've still got a bit of stitching to do on this one. Okay, so I've got that off. Somewhere that sticky tape went, I don't know where. Okay, so next, this is my wrong side, so I want that. come around like that. And just go through the centre of the braid, the little one that's going to be looking like it's holding everything together. Pull the other one over it, go up through there. Getting all this, folks? Now no. Try that again. I have a horrible mess here, I don't know what I've done. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then this is all just falling apart. It's driving me crazy. I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to get a grip. Go through there. Not through there, but through the braid underneath it. Between them, and you're going to attach, go back underneath. What you're going to try and do is attach this as much as possible to that front piece, or to this top piece here, but make it look like it's not really attached. Okay, does that make sense, everyone? Because this will be, you can sort of push this to one side and then just keep going through there. And then this can come back over, and if it can hide anything that might have been there. Drop to a bead. There it is. Next, we're going to create an accent tuck curl. Okay, when we did this one, we just did a tuck curl, nothing in the middle, right? This one, we're going to be putting a amethyst shimmer bicone. It's a 6mm. Okay, and I'm going to be putting it in this area here. So we want, once again, we're going to be stitching so that it comes around and sits like that. If you wanted, you could also, which I thought about doing, I'm not sure that I've really given up on the idea, you could also make it into a like a bail as well. Start like there's your bead, goes in whichever way you want it to, that way or that way, and turn it around. But if you had it going like the length going this way, you could actually attach it around and have this going higher. And I might have to do it just to show you what's in my head, and it looks like that, but more, I'll show you. Okay, because I want to wear it as a pendant like that, and I thought if you could then have, I don't know whether that would work actually, because then you got, no, probably not, we'll just do it normal. But you could change anything you want to suit how you want it to be. Okay, now we're curving. Remember, it's on the outside, it's going to be seen. pick up. I'm going a little bit further because I want my bicone actually to sit that way, the same way, like that. Okay, so I'm going to try and get to the bit more to the top of there. The only thing you've got to remember is to put your bead in there occasionally just to check how you're going, making sure that you're not going too big or you're not going too small. You know, sort of put it in, curve it around, go, oh yeah, getting there. That's where I want it to come, so I need to just continue stitching. I'm just holding the bead in place with my thumb at the moment. I'm coming up because I'm not ready to put it in there, but it's helping me gauge where I'm going to be going. So, okay, and then I'm going to go up here. The next stitch I take, I'm thinking I'm going to be in the right position to put my bicone in. This is actually going to be finished after this, unless I look at it and go, oh, those stitches are pretty awful on the outside, and then if that's the case, then I'll probably go back and embellish it. But the design I was looking at, which I've sort of changed around, oh, actually it does have something, but it has like a chain, which I'm not going to do on this one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this one yet. Okay, so I've got my bicone sitting in there. And because it's an odd shape, it doesn't sit in there like a perfect circle would. There's a bit of gaps in that. Okay, I'm going to go back through the bicone because I want to make sure if I can get through. I have to do it in a couple of stages. Okay, and then up through the bicone and out the top. Through the centre, of course, like that one. Okay, so that's how it's looking so far. And then you want it to start curving, so that's how you get the stitches. Okay, curve it around. The bigger stitches on the inside, so that you come out there. Try and keep the curl as smooth as you can, because you want it to look pretty, I suppose. Although with a bicone, this is the first time I put a bicone in, so it tends to, because it's flatter, it does tend to sit a little bit, but I actually like the shape of that, so I'm going to try and hold it there and see if I can stitch that. So you can see now my tongue is sort of sticking out a little bit. Okay, oh, sorry, and there. That's what it looks like at the back. Once again, this is not going to be seen. Very little of it will be seen because it'll all be covered. I'm going to do this in two parts because I keep losing the centres of my, because there's so much bulk here at the back and it's all going a bit funny. Okay, there I am. So I'll come down that way. start pulling it in that way. And that's a tuck curl. See, it's tucked under. It's curled, sort of. Come in. Back through. One more, and then that'll be it for the actual curl, because I don't think it's not going to curl anymore. What I need to start doing now is attaching this to these, or this, or both. Okay, so like we did with the tuck curl, with the accent tuck curl, you do the same thing. You're going to go through. In this case, if we can move that one aside, we can come through there. Put it nice and snug, and then go back through. Okay, there, and then we can move that around. So if we want to come through here, we can. Okay, next I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to come through my peyote stitch loop that I made. And you're going to go through one of the beads to make sure it's really attached, and then go straight back on the front where I'll come out the bead, go straight down through the centre. Not through a bead, just through the centre. Okay, and then we'll come out there. And it'll attach itself. Once again, this will be cut off. Okay, you will never see that. If you're really worried about it, you could sort of swing it around and stitch it, which I might do just to show you what I mean. Because it's got to be, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to actually do that with this one, because you've got the opening on this one. So what we'll do is we'll go to the outside. Okay, and we'll just do some stitches around to pull this up a little bit, so that way it's not going to necessarily be seen even by accident. Okay, do a couple there. It's nice and tight. It's not too secure at the moment, but I'll go back through. I'm here. See? Okay, and I'm going to come back through there. Just between those two braids, like we did earlier, and then go back down between the two braids again, catching what we can. I want to come over to this side and start catching around there. Okay, I'm just going to go across like that, from one side to the other. And these little tentacles don't just hate me. Push it down. That's pretty good. That'll secure it to there. and then go back through and come out there, and that's now secure. So that's it. This will be all cut off, and I'll put a backing on, but I'm trying to decide what to put on the outside actually, so I don't know. I'll think of something, I suppose. Some sort of something, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I'll think about it. Maybe some beads. I'll embellish it later. That's another video. So that's one almost complete. This will be cut off, as I said. But I like that. That turned out pretty cool. Okay, back soon.